In episode 1, you built your digital department. In episode 2, you learned how to brief it properly. Today, we open the door and watch it work. Because there is something about how an AI department operates that most people do not fully appreciate until they see it. Your digital workforce does not work the way a single employee works. It does not take one task, complete it, pass it to the next person, wait, receive it back, and repeat. It works the way a well-run project team works. Multiple people, parallel tracks, defined handoffs, built-in quality review. And here is the part that changes how executives think about this technology. The department reviews its own work before it reaches your approval gate. You do not see a draft. You do not see a rough cut. You do not see anything until the orchestrator has already reviewed it, sent it back for revision if needed, and prepared it for your review against the standard you set. By the time it lands on your desk, it is ready for your review, approval, and accountability. That is what we are exploring today. Let me start with a question every senior leader knows the answer to instinctively. If you needed a complex board report, financial analysis, market commentary, risk section, executive summary, would you assign it to one person and ask them to do all of it? No, and not because your team lacks capability, because complex work requires multiple perspectives. It requires specialization. And, critically, it requires separation between the person who produces the work and the person who reviews it. The author should never be the final reviewer. You know this. It is why you have legal review marketing copy. It is why finance checks the numbers the sales team put together. It is why a CEO does not approve their own expense report. Separation of roles is not bureaucracy. It is quality control. When you ask a single agent to do everything, research, analysis, writing, and quality review, you lose this separation. The agent that produced the work is also the agent checking it. It cannot see its own blind spots. The solution, in human organizations and in AI organizations, is the same. You build a team. You assign roles. You separate production from review. Here is the second reason a department outperforms a single agent or a single employee. In a sequential process, each step waits for the previous one to finish. Research has to be complete before analysis begins. Analysis has to be complete before writing begins. Every step adds time. The process is as slow as the sum of all its parts. Now look at how a well-run project team handles the same work. The researcher, the financial analyst, and the risk analyst are all working at the same time, on different sections of the same deliverable. The total time is not the sum of each task. It moves closer to the length of the longest task, plus the real overhead of orchestration, synthesis, and review. What might take one person a full day can often be compressed by a coordinated team, because the work runs in parallel while review still happens deliberately. Your AI department operates the same way. When the orchestrator receives your brief, it does not assign everything to one executor and wait. It identifies which parts of the work can run simultaneously, and it deploys executors on parallel tracks. This is the first thing that separates a well-designed AI department from a single AI tool. Faster throughput through parallel specialization, with review still built in. Now let us look at what makes the output trustworthy, not just fast. The orchestrator's job does not end when the executors deliver their sections. That is when its most important work begins. The orchestrator receives all the work. It has two things in front of it. First, the output from the executors. Second, the success criteria you specified in your brief. Its job is to compare the two. Does the financial section meet the standard? Is it written for a board audience or an operational one? Are the numbers sourced? Is the risk section too long? If anything falls short, it does not pass the work upward. It sends it back. Section 2 is too technical for this audience. Rewrite for a non-finance board member. The risk section does not prioritize by severity. Rank the risks and lead with the highest. The executor revises, returns the work, the orchestrator reviews again. This loop continues, entirely inside the department, without your involvement, until the output is ready for executive review. Only then does it move to your approval gate. You do not see every draft. You see the version that is ready for review and approval. This is the quality loop. And it is the reason a well-structured AI department does not burden you with iteration, the same way a well-run human team does not copy you on every email thread. Your job is to set the standard. The department's job is to make the work review-ready before they involve you. Let me walk you through a real example using the complete department. The task: you need a board-ready monthly business performance report. You need it by Tuesday morning. You send the brief to your orchestrator using the 5-component framework from last episode: role, context, task, constraints. Success criteria: the orchestrator plans. It reads your brief. It breaks the report into its component parts: financial performance section, market and customer section, risk and issues section, executive summary. It identifies which sections can run in parallel. It assigns each to an executor. It briefs each executor on their specific section, the same way a project manager briefs each workstream lead. Before those workstreams begin, it assigns a support agent to pull and organize the underlying data that all 3 executors will draw from: the raw figures, the customer records, the issue log. The executors work in parallel from prepared shared data. The finance executor produces the financial performance section. The market executor produces the market and customer section. The risk executor produces the risk section. All 3 are working simultaneously. Each draws on the data the support agent prepared first. None is waiting for another executor to finish. The orchestrator receives and synthesizes. The orchestrator now has 3 completed sections. Its job is to review each one against your brief, and then to commission the executive summary that ties them together. It finds the risk section well written but too long. It sends it back. The risk executor revises, returns it. The orchestrator approves. Now it has 3 sections that meet the standard. It assigns the executive summary to your most senior executor, the one with the experience and judgment to synthesize 3 sections into a coherent 1-page narrative. The summary is drafted, reviewed, and prepared for you. The report reaches your approval gate, a single, cohesive, board-ready draft. Every section written for the right audience, sourced, reviewed, internally consistent. You wrote one brief on Monday. You received a report ready for your review and approval on Tuesday morning. Everything in between: the planning, the data gathering, the parallel work, the drafting, the revision loop, the synthesis, the internal review, happened inside the department. This is the department in motion. When you design an AI workflow for any complex task, ask 3 questions. Question 1. What can run in parallel? Look at the work. Identify which parts are independent of each other. They do not need to wait for someone else to finish before they can begin. Those are your parallel tracks. Deploy executors on all of them simultaneously. Question 2. Where does the review happen and who does it? The orchestrator reviews everything before it reaches your approval gate. But within the executor's work, are there peer reviews built in? A section written by one executor, reviewed by another, before it goes to the orchestrator. The more complex the output, the more review stages you want inside the department. Question 3. Have I defined what the orchestrator is checking against? The quality loop only works if the orchestrator knows what good looks like. That comes from your success criteria. If your brief did not include clear success criteria, the orchestrator has no standard to enforce. Go back to episode 2. Parallel work reduces elapsed time. The quality loop makes it ready for review. Your brief makes both possible. You now understand how a digital department handles complex work. It plans in parallel. It specializes. It reviews its own output. It iterates inside the department before anything reaches your approval gate. In the next episode, we are going to look at a question every senior leader eventually asks. How do you know when to use which level of experience for which type of task? You have the orchestrator, the executors, and the support. But the decision about who handles what, that is a management judgment, and it is one you are already equipped to make. That is next. If this series is giving you a clearer picture of how to lead in the AI era, subscribe. One episode at a time. No jargon, no code. See you in the next one.